All right, let's get straight to it. This is a 2014 Nissan Sentra. This is the 4-cylinder engine. All right, let's loosen this brake reservoir cap and just set it on top loosely. Now this front wheel won't spin as much when you try to get it loose, but if you're not using the impact, then you might want to loosen up these lugs while it's on the ground still, just so you don't put all that pressure on the parking pawl. And then once you get these loosened up, you can go ahead and raise it and set your jack stands. I have my jack set on this beam going all on the side, and I have my jack stand right behind it. Once we get our tire off, you'll notice you have 2 bolts that need to be removed to get this caliper off, and they're 14mm. Let's get those removed. Once I got those bolts out, I was able to slide the caliper off, and right now I got it resting up top. If you don't feel safe with that, you can always get a wire or zip tie and tie yours off. All right, now let's go ahead and get these old pads out. I like to make a habit of keeping them until I match the new ones up with them. That way they go on the right side. I'm going to remove this old hardware because we're installing new hardware. Now it's time to install our new hardware. Just install it the way the old one was in there, and until you snap it in, make sure it's even on both sides, and then we can go ahead and do the top. Once you get your new hardware installed, we can go ahead and use one of our old brake pads to press this caliper piston back in by using the C-clamp. And this is my setup right here. So I'm going to go ahead and press this piston all the way back in. Now we can go ahead and start to install our new brake pads. The trick is to these wear sensors here, you want to get this little clip on the inside of the wear sensor before you push it all the way in. So you want it to look like that. Now that I have both of my brake pads on, it's time to do a little greasing. So my trick is I take a little grease on my gloves and I put a little grease around the edges of the piston, and I put a little grease on the back side of these forks right here. That's where they make the first and most contact to the brake pads. Alright, so I have it lubed up. Now I can go ahead and take my caliper and place that over the brake pads. And now I can take my 14mm bolts and secure those on the back. Now that we have these 2 bolts secure, now we just have to get our tire back on. Tires back on. Now I'm going to remove my jack stand and lower the jack. Once we get both sides done, then don't forget to put your cap back on and tighten it up, and pump your brakes up before you take off. If you liked the video, you thought it was helpful, be sure to hit the like, subscribe button. Also, if you feel this video saved you some money, don't be afraid to leave a little tip in the Cash App. The more reactions and support that I receive is the more content that I'll make.